Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. Today we're in a city called Sanford, which is a little suburb of Orlando, Florida. And what we're doing is we're installing a backyard sump pump. And a little different than what we normally do. Let's take a look. So you can see the catch basin here. And there's another catch basin on the other side of the two AC units. You can see where it's been flooding here all the time. I was able to send our drain cleaning machine and open this line. It does flow, but it's uphill as it goes out to the street. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and dig a sump pit right here, put a Zoller M53 in, and then we're going to try to actually pull a pipe through the existing pipe, which runs all the way through here. You can see the second catch basin right here, but we'll pull that pipe all the way through and see if we can't save these people some money rather than excavate through all that roots and whatnot. But that line comes all the way out to the old existing pop-up, which is right here, and you can see that pipe. We're going to go ahead and try to clean that line first and see if we can't pull that new pipe through the existing pipe, and we'll show you what we're talking about here in just a minute. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to go ahead and run the drain cleaning machine. Remember how that works. This is a spring wound cable, 3/4 of an inch, and as the cable goes down the line, goes down through the pipe, if it hits a stoppage, the cable will stop, but the machine keeps turning. It builds up tension and will eventually cut the root system. I've already cleaned this line, but that doesn't mean that there's still not some extra roots in there, so we're going to be really careful as we run it. Okay, so we've got the operator running the machine. You can see him out there at the street, and if you listen carefully, you can hear that cable. This is where we are, right here. We just need to come all the way to this catch basin, and then I'll help it get through the catch basin into the other inlet line, and we'll go all the way back to the back there where we're going to put the sump pit. Derek! Okay, so you can see our cable that's come through the line. Now I'm going to help it go through the other side of the catch basin to the next catch basin, and then we'll pull, once we get all the way through, we'll hook up our discharge pipe, we'll tape it onto that cable, and we'll pull it back. Okay, so I pushed the cable through to the other side, and you can see coming into the cable's now going to the inlet side of this pipe, and it's tight. It's really tight right there. But we need to get that cable to go all the way back to this catch basin right here. And then we'll be able to put our sump pit in here and attach that to this line and send that water all the way out. Okay, what we've done is we've sent the drain cleaning cable, this steel wound cable. It goes through the pipe. I showed you where it comes out, through the first catch basin, which is back here about 70 feet. And it comes through the basin here, and then it comes all the way to the next catch basin, which is here. And you can see our cable right here, a little bit more tree roots on it, and it's still got tension on that line, so we've got to be a little bit careful. And what we're going to do is we're going to dig a sump pit right here, and then we're going to try to pull our discharge pipe back through the existing line. We're also going to hook up, there's some more pipe here. This is the French drain. You can see the gravel. We'll hook that into the sump pit as well. Okay, so we've got our discharge pipe attached to the cable, and we're going to try to pull that all the way through so that we've got a good discharge line running through there. Okay, so we've got, we've pulled back the cable. You can see here's our steel wound cable, kind of like an electrician fishes a Romex wire through a conduit. We taped on our discharge line, taped that onto the cable, we pulled it all the way back. It's about 100 feet back to the back where the guys are working back there. And this will be a great little discharge for that pump. Okay, so we hooked up our Zoller M53 just to kind of pump some of this water out so we can continue to dig the pit. Just a temporary discharge line going out to the rear. What we do is we just hold that float up, and we also try to keep the impeller, from going down into the mud so that we can suck it really dry. And just let it run for a little bit. The M53 can pick up a lot of solids. It can pick up sand, and it'll just keep pulling it through. But if you get too much sand in there, of course the impellers do stop. So now we're perforating the pit so that water can enter from the ground itself, and it also helps keep the pit from floating upwards. When you install a sump basin, it's like a boat because it can float upwards if water gets under it. Okay, so we've got our pit installed, our pump's in there, we'll show you that in a second. And the discharge line, we're using 1¼ inch pipe instead of 1½ inch because we ran it through, remember, we ran it all the way through the existing 4-inch pipe. And the reason for that is you can see these tree roots up here. These are just tremendous roots coming from this tree, and they pretty much mat the ground. Everywhere we look, you can't even sink a shovel. So in order to save money on the excavation and the install, we pulled that 1¼ inch pipe all the way out, and you can see it's already discharged once, but we'll test it again when we're all done here. Okay, so you can see we ran an 1¼ inch pipe from the sump basin, which is right here, through the existing catch basin, through the existing pipe, all the way out to the curb. And this is done to save a whole lot of money. To excavate this section through the root system here, would probably be about $2,200. So we went ahead and saved all of that by just basically we're charging to install the sump pit and the sump pump. So you can see our M53, and I'm running water over here. It's coming back into the pit. We'll put it directly in. And again, this is the M53, Zoller M53, 1/3 of a horsepower, and it has an 1½ inch discharge that we've made to 1¼ inch. And you can see the pump kicks on. You can see the hose moving a little bit, and it's going to send that all the way out to the street. Let's go out there and check that pop-up and see what's going on. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day.